Hi everyone, Dave here. Welcome back to the channel and for another cycling adventure. Today I find myself in the village of Sandon, which is just east of Stafford. And my plan today is to do a mixture of some country lanes, canal towpaths, a little bit of off-road. You know the drill by now. But there's only one potential problem. It is foggy this morning, really foggy. Let's hope it lifts as we start the ride. It's freezing cold, so let's get going and then I'll tell you my plan. Right, so first things first, before we start riding, need to make sure that my lights are on. I've got my high-vis jacket on. I've got my luminous gloves, so hopefully I don't get knocked off on any of these country lanes. Let's go. So my plan today is to head down the Trent Valley for a few miles before diverting eastwards towards the village of Hixon. After a bit of a climb, I'll then descend to Great Hayward, cross the River Trent via Essex Bridge, head through the Shugborough estate and the northwest reaches of Cannock Chase before diverting northwest and eventually making my way to Stafford town centre, where hopefully I can get a cuppa. I'll then use the country lanes to the north of Stafford to complete the loop back to Sandon. So this is the first village I'm travelling through today. This is the sleepy village of Salt. There's not a soul around. So as we head towards the village of Hixon now, we're about to pass over a bridge over the West Coast Mainline Railway. It's all quiet and peaceful here today, but 50 years ago a terrible disaster occurred here. This is the site of the Hixon rail disaster, which happened in January 1968. The bridge that we've just crossed was only built in 2002, and before that the road carried on down here and crossed the West Coast Main Line on a level crossing. Now on the 6th of January 1968, a low-loader transporter carrying a huge 120 ton electrical transformer was heading down this road. Traditionally, level crossings had gates and a signalman would come out and close the gates as a train was approaching. But here, they had recently installed an automatic level crossing where the barriers would lower as a train was approaching automatically. So there was no signalman here and no one knew of the transporter's presence. And inevitably, the barriers started to lower and an express train was approaching from the direction of Manchester, heading towards London. Nothing could be done. The train ploughed into this 120 ton transformer. It must have been absolutely horrific. 8 passengers and 3 railwaymen were killed, and 45 more people were badly injured. The disaster eventually led to improvements being made on automatic level crossings across the country, and on a day like today, when it's eerily quiet here, you can't really imagine what utter devastation must have been here just over 50 years ago on that January day. Now, if you look carefully at the side of the road, there is a memorial here to commemorate the people that lost their lives. Okay, so there's quite a bit of a hill now as we head through the village. This should warm me up. Well, as I reach the top of this lane, I'm pleased to say that the mist is dissipating a little bit. I can see a slight view over here to my left, some rolling fields. Let's hope the sun can burn through and it turns into a lovely sunny winter's morning. Hello, doggy. It was quite windy there, high up above the Trent Valley as we headed out of Hixon. But now we're going to drop back down into the valley to Great Haywood, where we will cross the famous Essex Bridge, which will lead us onto the estate of Shugborough Hall. So I've passed through the village of Great Haywood now, and I'm about to cross the flooded River Trent onto the Shugborough estate. And to do that, I need to cross the bridge behind me. This is Essex Bridge, so called because it was built in the late 16th century by the Earl of Essex, and it is one of the longest surviving packhorse bridges in the country. We're now on the bridleway, which passes through the estate here at Shugborough, which includes the National Trust owned stately home. No time for us to stop and look around now. We've got to head through the estate and on to Cannock Chase. Oh, the gates are closing quick. Oh, that was close. Wow. Okay, so the mist is lifting a bit more now as we head out of Shugborough and onto Cannock Chase. Now we're just going to skirt around the edge of the chase and cut the corner between Shugborough and Brockton. Okay, so somewhere here should be a bridleway, and here it is. And this bridleway will take us from Brockton to Walton on the Hill, which is on the outskirts of Stafford. Now, the fact Walton on the Hill sounds like it's on a hill leads me to believe that this bridleway might be a bit of a climb. Okay, so we made it up the bridleway to Walton on the Hill, and the sign is not wrong, it is on a hill. But the good news is it's now downhill as we head into Stafford. Bloody shoulder. Ow. Oh God. Oh. This is Hazelstrine Lane, and it's a little shortcut which will drop us down onto the Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal, where I can pick up the towpath and various other little cycleways which will lead me into the centre of Stafford and a well-deserved cup of tea. Okay, it says cyclist dismount, but let's be a rebel. Oh my god. Oh no. God, can I get through? Oh my god. Can I get through? Let's try. It's like being in a boat. Oh. That was fun, but a little bit scary. God. We're leaving Stafford now and we're on the Isabel Trail, which follows the route of an old railway, and it passes Doxey Marshes Nature Reserve, which we shall see on our left hand side in a few moments. Well, I'm not happy about this. This is Marston Lane, which, as you can see from the blue signs, is a designated national cycle route. And the reason for that is because it's a nice quiet country lane with not a lot of traffic. But as you can see today, it's chock-a-block along here. The A34 dual carriageway, which runs parallel to here, is currently closed for roadworks. So this lane is being used as a bit of a rat run, and it's not very pleasant for a cyclist. Now thankfully I'm turning off in a second as I head back to complete the ride at Sandon. Mist is almost gone and it's quite a sunny afternoon. I've made it back here in one piece to Sandon. It was a fantastic ride, a little bit of everything, I hope you agree, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and leave a comment below, and most importantly of all, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more of the cycling adventures here at Smiles Per Hour. My name's Dave, and from a sunny Sandon in Staffordshire, I'll see you soon.